goodness. Oh my goodness. We're back. Did you guys miss me?
Yes.
That wasn't convincing. I'm not
Yes.
convinced.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. All right. Yes. Enthusiasm, damn it. Enthusiasm. John Lavetia back here with you and with so many of my friends. Oh my goodness. Some of which I got to meet live and in person. Kelly and Joe, I got to meet. And who else am I seeing on the screen right here that I got to meet in person? I'm not seeing anybody else on here that I met in person. Oh, Maggie. Oh, Maggie's background anyway. Hi, Maggie. And good to see everyone. Jan, you're here. Of course, we got to see Jan and Lucy and Ethel. I should refer to you as Lucy and Ethel, your poster. Yeah. For those of you in our advanced group, did you get to see some of the Facebook broadcast? We broadcasted live from Vegas. I know this is going back a whole week now. I've been out of communication for a whole week, so I'm talking about ancient history. But I hope you got a lot out of that.
It's on Facebook. I didn't know that.
Oh, we didn't know.
Yeah, there was a private, excuse me, private group just for Launch 100 members.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys remember, right? I know you were sort of sitting in the back, and Adam had a little camera going up front, so they could capture every glorious word that fell from my mouth. Yes, yes. Every pearl of wisdom. You guys want some pictures? Yes, pictures. Yeah. All right, let's do that. And look, for any of you who are new here, this is like a community, like a family kind of a thing here. Like this whole crew. And when you get into the advanced, hey, I see you, Sopo. When you get into the advanced levels here, it gets really fun. Like we have fun. So let's take pictures.
I'm having fun now.
All right, so here is me on my road to Vegas.
Oh man, that's man.
Can you
Nice.
see that?
Which is that?
Nice
How quick can I get to this level?
Yeah. There you go. And
Which
there's
one
me
is
and,
that, John?
Kingman. What was that?
Which one is that?
That's a 2009 Dyna Fat Bob.
Whoa.
Yeah. And this luggage here is Saddlemen, their new tactical line, which I really like. It really does a great job. Really great luggage.
Or is it
No, this is like a denier nylon canvas something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like really tough. And then here we are up at the private dinner hors d'oeuvres thing. Yeah, I took a few shots. Look at these guys. Look, there's Alan and Anita, right? There's Hector and Eric. Look at this. Look at all these awesome people that we got to hang out with. Look at this.
Look over in the back corner.
Look at this crowd. There's Adam. He's the only one who came in from out of the country. And so he was the only Canadian there. And we got to meet, look at these two. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there we go. And then we got up to the top because this is on the stratosphere. This is 1,000 feet tall. They run people up and down with like a free fall ride. This is like a amusement park kind of a deal. You can see people, their feet hanging there. They're getting dropped from the top there.
Wow.
Yeah. You need that. Here's the view.
Hey, John, was that your wife sitting beside you with the long brown hair, the beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous woman?
No.
I miss a shot. I didn't see a wife sitting beside me. Where was that? Okay.
Well, there was a lady sitting beside you. I didn't know if that was your wife or not.
Oh, no,
I wanted to see which one it was. If
he
you
wasn't there, but these are the views from on top of the stratosphere. And then I went to Pahrump. So if you're wondering how my time in the desert was, this was my room overlooking the chuck wagon in Pahrump, Nevada. So we were out there doing shooting. I had a few clients from my mastermind group. We had dinner. We're out on the gun range, front sight. Hooray! Yeah, there we are shooting targets. Really, lots of fun. There's one of my friends there. She shot a nice group. Yeah, she had never shot a pistol before. So anyway.
I have my light motorcycle license. I could ride. Yeah,
that's it. I mean, this was like heaven week for me, riding my Harley and shooting guns in the desert with no phone. Yeah.
I'm
No
with you.
phone.
Yeah.
The no phone, the top
With
thing.
that, yeah, there you go. By the way, if you ever decide to do something really awesome, like raft through the Grand Canyon, there's like no reception. There's nothing out there. It is like you're at the Colorado River. You're looking up at the cliffs. It is. I spent 5.5 days on the river and then hiked out the Bright Angel Trail. And I'm not a camper. Like I don't like camping per se. But my goodness, what a cathartic event that was. 5.5 days on the river. Just looking
Wow.
at. You want to see stars? Holy crap, stars! Oh my goodness! Like there's not an electric light
Yeah.
anywhere to be found. So. But we're
Pretty
supposed to be
awesome.
talking about business, aren't we? Isn't that like what we're supposed to be talking about?
Yeah,
here?
How quick can we get to that level?
Well, I'll tell you what, Grandma times
Easy.
2.
Hey,
Yeah. Are you going through our accelerator program?
yes.
Good.
Yeah.
So we're going to show you what it looks like behind the scenes at the top of the mountain, as it were. So now I'll tell you what, this event was what's known as the Launch 100 Fest. Okay. And it's like icing on the cake. It's like a bonus event. Everything we do here is online except for that one event. And I'll tell you that we will never have one that small again because it was an intimate crowd, COVID and, travel restrictions and blah, blah, blah. Right. So we're just expecting them to get bigger and bigger. I don't know about what locations. Vegas worked pretty good. It's easy to get in and out of. I would love to, I haven't been to Auckland, New Zealand in years. I haven't been to London in years, right? There's places we can go. So part of this whole experience is the lifestyle, right? I mean, look, nobody signed up here in a low-hanging system so that you could be miserable and drudgery and just like stare at computer screens all day. The whole idea of what we're doing is that you learn methods that you can then leverage into, even a passive income. Right.
Yeah.
One of the things that we did, I'll just bring up one of the things we did with our launch group was a challenge. And by the way, I don't know, I had to leave a couple hours early. But there was a challenge of, create a product, design something, publish, right? Go ahead and list it and sell it right there at that weekend, get a sale. I don't know if anybody accomplished that. I'm assuming somebody did. There was money on the table. Yes. Kelly, Joe, who got that deal?
Yes.
Who got her?
It was Denise.
Right, Denise, right in front of us.
Denise
Denise.
Yeah,
from Utah.
That quick.
Nice. And so
But
she
it
left with a
wasn't-
fistful of, huh?
It was not a brand new product. She redid her tags based on what Heather was teaching her about Etsy, and she sold the product
Right down.
right then.
Okay.
And did she walk out with cash in fist?
John.
No, I told,
Denise.
I told
She
Adam I
contacted
didn't want the
Adam.
prize.
Oh, is that
contacted
Denise
Adam.
on the iPhone right now? Okay, so you declined the prize?
Yeah,
Oh, Denise.
I'm driving from
Denise.
Idaho from a wedding back to Utah.
Okay. Well, have safe
Hi,
travels
Joe.
from Idaho.
I am.
But you know what? I never refuse money. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
We were just having fun.
Well, that's good. I'm glad it was fun for everyone. Fun for me as well. So one of the things that I guess we'll take this up right now, because I already kind of did. One of the things that we experience here, and especially for our new people who may be wondering, what's this all about? What have I gotten myself into? That's normal. Okay. That you're dealing with a virtual world, whereas maybe your survival up to this point and you getting paid and whatever meant you showing up at an office or whatever the story is, whatever methods you've used up to this point, you've engaged in new methods. Carol's asking for a transcription, enable that. Let's mute all, get rid of background noise. Okay. We should have our transcription up now. So you've shifted gears, and in some cases people feel like a fish out of water. Like, this is, what am I supposed to do? I mean, back in the job world, I had a manager and there was a schedule and there were things that I had to do at this time and not do these other things at that time. And so there was structure, there was predictability. And I think for a lot of people, when they engage in entrepreneurship, and some of you are doing that for the first time, you're actually walking away from a lot of predictability. And you're also walking away from a lot of the social aspect. of your work, right? So people have this thing called coworkers, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, right? And I know we've had stories about both. But I've often looked at the internal rewards, right? So not just the money, not just Denise won the $50, didn't even want the $50. Okay, that's fine. But like, what else did she get out of that experience? And here's the other question: who did she get it from? Is that something she could have done alone? Hey, look, had she been able to do it alone without that coaching, right, from Heather or whoever guided her on the listing, well, she'd sit there remaining ignorant. Remain ignorant. Is that the goal here? No, that's not the goal. I like to know stuff, right? And guess what? Something Johann Goethe said, the great German philosopher. He said, all intelligent thoughts have already been thought. All we got to do is think them again. Well, okay, what do you think? Right? And now maybe I can know something, and then try it on, see if it works for you. Now, the thing about these methods is what we're learning here, right? Everyone in this group, is that they're so vast and they apply in so many different ways. Coffee cups, sure, coffee cups. But what is one of the things that, Rachel talked about at the event, right? She talked about other products that have become bestsellers for her. One that I didn't even know what it was, a printable thing, right? So I guess it's a license for the artwork. You download the license, you print the thing. Okay, fine. So people are into that too. My daughter, who just turned 11 on Friday, she's got her custom jewelry business and the essential oil room sprays and the Fidget things. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Fidget things, okay? But there's lots of little things that you can fidget with, and they're rubber, and they got little buttons you can pop, and there's like things that twirl around, and little chain link kind of fidget things. And people go nuts over these things, right? So what is it for? Like, what does it do? Here I am overcomplicating it, right? Thinking, why? Well, you know what? You don't have to know why. People just like it. And so it's a trend or it's something, and people want to, she's doubling her money. She buys the stuff, she sells it at retail. Fidget things. I don't even know what it's about, but apparently millions of other people do. Okay. So Maggie?
ADHD. It is.
Okay.
That's what they were. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Right. I guess it beats, shoving pharmaceuticals down your throat, but the idea that anything could sell. Okay. When we have methods, and what methods are we talking about? Creation and then publication or listing, promotion, marketing, right? So that's the thing. When you've got that, my goodness, what can't you do? I mean, nothing happens. Like in the world, nothing happens till somebody sells something, which means nothing happens till somebody buys something. So there's the transfer of an idea. There's a transaction that happens. Could be financial, could be, psychic, intellectual, whatever. Okay. But transactions that are happening all the time. That happens between two people or one to many, right? But it's not just you. It's not just you. That's the point. You can't succeed just as you. You must have, at bare minimum, a customer. So as much as people may be confronting these methods and this whole community and everything for the first time, thinking I'm a solopreneur, I don't have employees. That's nice, right? No overhead, right? I've risked very little. There's very little barrier to entry to get into this deal, right? Nobody put, $500,000 on the table, like if you were buying a franchise or something, right? So it's a much more approachable gradient. Okay. You're not trying to scale tall buildings in a single bound. That's fine. But understand that you're not going to do it alone, and that you could do it much faster when you're on the path of the student and not just the path of the pioneer or something. I know for many of you, I'm preaching to the choir right now. We've talked about this before. I mean, my goodness, why do we even host these events? Why do we have this daily success call, right? If it was just you and your computer screen, what am I doing here? What am I talking about, right? I'm talking about who's showing up to do this work. And individually, right, each of you can and are becoming more powerful, more able, right? Because you get paid for what you do, not for what you know. You get paid for what you do with what you know. So you're becoming more able, and the more you outflow, just like what Denise, with that example that we just cited from Denise, she changed, she changed the outflow. She changed the words or the pictures or whatever it was. I didn't witness it. Okay. But she changed the communication that was going out. and it produced, right? Those who outflow, inflow. She just changed that outflow a little bit. That was, once again, something that was induced, right? That change was induced by some coaching that she had received. Okay, great. So if we are committed to making these methods work for us, which again, you can scale into all other different products and stuff. I just talked about fidgets. I don't know if anybody here is selling fidget things. Okay. But if you get the marketing and the sales thing, where can't you go? What can't you do? I mean, the world is yours at that point. If you could transfer an idea to someone so that they make a decision, right? Hey, I'd like to participate in that idea, right? Sign me up for that deal, sell me that product, enroll me in that course, whatever it happens to be. You write your own check. That's how valuable this is. And again, that doesn't happen alone. My hope and my intention, and one of the reasons why I said, well, you know, if I'm going to come here and do the performance coach thing and everything, we've got to have this daily call. Okay. And I've been fortunate to have Karen, who held down the fort last week. You know, God bless Karen. I'm sure she delivered some great stuff to you guys as well. My intention, though, is that between the lines, you may not remember a word that I say. Sometimes people do. Okay. You may not remember like the words that I say, but if you remember the spirit with which I'm delivering this, and some of that sticks to you, and then your communication changes just a little bit when you're doing your work, which you may be thinking, well, John, I'm not a lecturer. I'm not, you know, giving oratory about coffee cups or whatever. That's fine. Okay. Still, you're originating communication. You are originating communication and then communicating it via coffee cup, t-shirt, printable thing, ornament, whatever. Okay. Whatever the product is. Okay. But if you are more able to communicate and do it in such a way that sticks with your ideal target audience, well, then I've served you. Right. You don't need to be able to quote all the philosophers of the ages like I can. You don't need to be able to give, you know, a 1-hour lecture on the spot live in front of a group of people in Vegas, which I did 2 days in a row. Effortlessly. I mean, that's my thing. That's what I do. I just looked at Joe. I just looked at Joe and I said, I'm inspired. Joe's here. Let me give something really powerful because Joe's here. I love you, Joe. Joe and Kelly, they're a lot of fun. But look, we all have our strengths, right? And one of yours must be, I'm going to give you a must now, must be your ability to communicate, which is the cause of everything you've experienced. None of you would be here right now if no one had communicated to you via whatever methods, hey, this thing exists, this low-hanging e-commerce thing, right? Had that communication not been originated and received, you'd still be doing whatever you were doing before this. And some of you are still doing what you were doing before this. You've added this as a method. And I guess that's my point, is that we become more able and we could take on more stuff. It doesn't mean overwhelm yourself. That means that we can have compounding results from methods that we're learning here now. I think that's beautiful, right? I mean, that's where you start to get leverage. A lot of people, I know when I get to meet with new members, they talk about, I want a passive income. I'd like to earn $10,000 a month passive income. That's good. I like that. Okay. Well, it starts as active, right? It starts as active effort, labor, work, right? And then when we get those methods to the point where they work, right? And we can automate some stuff, well, then we can have continuing recompense for work we did yesterday. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. But again, that's a big paradigm shift for a lot of people who have been in the linear income mode, linear, right? Time, money, right? Exchange, punch the clock or salary, right? Linear income.
So,
as
John,
entrepreneurs, we can, I'm sorry, Sopo?
Can you just go back to saying what you said in terms of you start as active labor and work, and then you said something else after that. I just missed it.
Right. So if we want passive income, we initiate that with active income, labor, work, we're doing stuff, we're actually producing something, we're creating the machinery. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So if I want to get from point A to point B, that's 100 miles away, I'm going to use a machinery that's going to allow me to be passive in my body. That machinery is called a car. Okay. But before I can use that machinery, I must build the car. Right. So you're building the vehicle, so to speak. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So since we know we're going to effort, we're going to work, we're going to do it with the idea of a passive income in mind, right? My suggestion to everyone would be to do it as if you did just put $500,000 on the table, right? How much more do people pay attention when they pay big money, right? I mean, if this, here's a question. If this session that we do here 5 days a week, if this costs you 20 grand a month, which is what I think it's worth, would you show up? Would you listen? Would you take notes? Would you assimilate? And would you, I guess, take it seriously? I don't like to use that word too much. Okay. But sure. Just like if you bought a franchise, you just put $500,000 on the table, and there's rules for that too. Back to the whole idea of predictability. Why do franchises work when they do? Right? Because there's a systemized, proven, workable method, which you can't deviate from, by the way. This is the way you cut the pickles and you put it on the sandwich, right? So that's right. So they've got economy of effort. All right. But that took time to build to that point. In fact, I just had this conversation with somebody. They were talking about the vast empire of McDonald's. And at no point during the building of that empire did they purport to have the best hamburgers. That wasn't part of the sales pitch. Convenience, yes, right? Everywhere you go, there it is. Yes, nice, cheap, yes, fast, yes. Best hamburgers? No. That's not what we're buying, right? So you got to decide who you are in the marketplace and then be that so fully that everyone else can know it too, right? So I think for a lot of people, and I'll end off with this, and I'd love to hear a couple thoughts on this, but I think for a lot of people, because they are like that fish out of water, and now we're no longer in the predictable or, dare I say, monotonous, linear income mode. Now we've got the ability to have leverage, and currently you're brand new. You have no leverage, right? I mean, you're working and you're not even making money yet. Okay. So you just kind of jumped out of a comfort zone. Okay. But here's the consideration. If we put maximum effort on this with our own expectations in place that, yes, this is going to bear fruit in a big way. And what I'm doing now is going to pay again and again and again. And then we actually show up and pay attention, right? And see how we can put these things to use. And then, what's going to happen? You're going to get opportunities. Ideas are going to come up. Hey, what about that? I just mentioned the Fidget thing, which has nothing to do with coffee cups or whatever. And yet millions of people buy that stuff, right? Markup's pretty great. I'm not telling you to go sell fidgets. I'm just saying, once you've got these methods, once you've got it in you, then you can do like what I did, right? Go give a 1 hour lecture on whatever, right? Fine. No problem, right? You could say, you know what? I'm going to go sell this. And these are the metrics, right? I know I can make money and whatever. Here's what I can invest. Now you've got, because you started to build an empire, right? You've got some capital to invest. You can go even faster. I'm just looking at all of you building upon the basics that you're getting now and building that to the point where you're an unstoppable force, regardless of the economy, the jurisdictions, the this, the that, the, COVID, et cetera, right? Once you've got sales and marketing as something you can do, like out of a dead sleep, right? You can go ahead and transfer, communicate an idea to another person. Write your own check. Again, nothing happens till somebody sells something, right? And I know that's the other thing, and I'll end off with it. A lot of times people have because of the paradigm, they have some false meanings attached to the idea of sales and marketing, like it's somehow manipulative or taking advantage of people or something. No, my goodness, I'm selling you right now. I'm selling you ideas. You can buy them. You can not buy them. I hope you do. It's for your use, right? But it's a transfer of some knowingness. It's a transfer of enthusiasm. That's it. That's all it is. Okay. So go do that or not, go punch the clock, right? And do whatever everybody else tells you to do. The bottom line for all of this, for me, and you hear my voice cracking up, the bottom line for all of this, for me, is that you leave here more able than you showed up as. You showed up with some abilities. You get credit for that. You've survived. Well done. Congratulations. Okay. But where are you going from here? You didn't come this far just to come this far. Okay. Where are you going from here? Okay. You will do that as a more able person, as a more able being than you showed up as. Hence, us getting together 5 times a week to talk about stuff that seems to have nothing to do with e-commerce and yet has everything to do with e-commerce and whatever else you do. Because we're talking about life. That's what we're talking about. Anyway, I love you guys. It's good to be back. I'm going to give my voice a rest and I'll let somebody else exercise theirs. Floor is open. Who would like to talk? Come on down. We got 57 people on here right now, plus all our YouTube video viewers. Hey, YouTube people. Hello. Nobody.
What are
Yes.
some of the challenges that you've had in terms of like mentally when you're running this business? What are some of your challenges?
That's a great question. So, Po, have you ever read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill?
I think I've read audio.
Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
The epilogue, the last chapter, is the 6 ghosts of fear. These are the 6 things that stop people most of all. And when it comes to business, the 2 of them that show up most are fear of poverty and fear of criticism. So that's not unique to me or you. That's just Napoleon Hill studied thousands of people, and this is what he codified. So I would go read the last chapter of that book and see which of these 6 ghosts of fear are causing me to not reach, to not execute, to stop myself. Because that's really, I think, where the most of the challenges come in for people. Some of you are in my book study group that I run with my mastermind. And the book we just completed last week is Wake Up and Live by Dorothea Brand. Okay. And she cited in there the one philosophy that changed her whole life. And that is act as though it were impossible to fail. Act as though it were impossible to fail. Okay, well, now I'm not encumbering myself. I'm not inhibited, right? I'll make an effort and it will produce a result. And to whatever degree, that's a success. And that's it. And never mind all the failings of yesterday, right? It's an interesting thing to do. But what holds a lot of people back is like this fear of criticism. What will they think? What will they think? What if I reach and I'm criticized or mocked or I fail or, they don't like my stuff? Oh my goodness, right? You could actually this could be therapeutic, right? You can get somebody to tell you that they don't like your stuff. I don't like your stuff. Okay, great. Guess what? There's 10 million other people who do, right? So just relax. Just relax. Excuse me, Lynn.
Right now, it's 65 degrees Fahrenheit.
Unmute. Okay, I'm unmute.
46 degrees.
You were talking about people thinking about retailers being manipulative. And I actually work in a hardware store, and I had somebody come in the other day and sort of say, I suppose you're trying to sort of, get as much out of this as possible. And I just sort of said, look, I prefer to think of it as an introduction service. And he just cracked up. He thought, yeah, okay, I see your point. And I see making the mugs that way too. I'm sort of making something that I can introduce people to that they want to buy eventually, sooner than yeah.
Sure. Introduction service.
Yeah.
Well, look, Lynn, and I think you and I have had this conversation. All sales is a process of enlightenment, right?
Yes.
Here's the public. They are ignorant. They do not know. And so we are enlightening them so they no longer remain in ignorance. And now they are, they're able to now exchange with us.
Yeah,
Right.
at the very least, it's good customer service. And people, they mistake good customer service for you trying to get inside their comfort zone, I think is what it is. That's why customer service is gone these days. There is no customer service, no matter where you go.
Well, Sarah brings up an interesting point. There's a major distinction between being a customer service rep and inducing decision on the part of other people. Major distinction. I suck as a customer service rep. Okay. But I've sold well over $100 million worth of stuff. Okay. So where's the difference there? And it comes down to what I just said, decision. All right. Customer service. These are people after the sale, and customer service people are needed, of course. Okay. But after the sale, where that's on the delivery side. Okay, there's a whole different world that happens pre-delivery or pre-sale.
Right, yes. And after the sale, the salesperson is then gone. And who's left there? So the customer service person is, if you did your job right prior to the sale, because the customer service gets you comfortable and then invites you into, like if you were in that type of situation, let's just say a jewelry store or something. Customer service is to make you feel comfortable making your purchase that you will then own for, that point on. They kind of try to show you the parts of the business that the salesperson cuts right to the point. Now, yes, they schmooze, but I mean, like you said, there's a distinction between the two.
Oh,
so, and I think, but people always, they put their guard up because they're so afraid of somebody trying to take from, sneak it, like take from them when they're, they let their guard down, that, everything to them is watch out when all you're doing is being nice. And, had I walked in there and nobody came up to me, I would have been ticked because, I can't find anything. I can't find what I'm looking for. Where's all the employees,
Yeah, somebody sell me something, please. All right. Thank you, Sarah. Lynn, did you have more to say? Lynn, you had the floor.
No, that's all right. I'm good, thanks.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, glad you're here. You and I will catch up hopefully this week. I want to talk with you. Let's go to Lucy and then Maggie. Hey, Lucy.
I just want to say basically, without these meetings, I don't believe that I would have had my store up. I wouldn't have made the sales that I've made. And as the wisdom that you have brought into this room from the masters of the ages, many of whom I've read, but didn't put to right purpose and right use. And you made that possible. And you made it possible for me to allow myself to have a mindset change. And I'll just give one example. Last week, I had a sale and it was a personalized thing. And Gear Bubble said there was a mistake. The person made a mistake, but she didn't make a mistake. She wrote the name in. It was Gear Bubble's mistake. And I went ahead and did what I was advised to do in coaching, and which was to correct it. And then Gear Bubble told me, no, you can't do that. This person's going to get the mug with the wrong name. So he said, you have to cancel it and have her order it again. So I went to the customer and I said, there's been a little glitch. Here's the link to what you bought. Here's 10% off if you just kindly, do this again. Very sorry about this. Sometimes these platforms glitch. And she went like all nasty. And so I said, okay, she goes, I'm going elsewhere. I said, okay, good luck, whatever. So I let the person at Gear Bubble know, and I let my coach know. And the coach said, Gear Bubble made a mistake. He said, I'm going to talk to them. And I took this in a different way than I normally would have taken this. I would have taken it as a personal offense that this lady, she ordered my mug. I gave her that. I gave it. She pressed 2 buttons. That's all she had to do to get the mug she wanted. So, but I said, this is going to get fixed now. And it's not going to happen to the next person. So it's one little thing that because of my little problem, the next person is not going to have the problem. And I feel great about that. I don't care that I lost this one lady. That's a different mindset for me. Because, Italian, you know what I'm talking about. You know me by now. And it's really a sincere change of heart. And so it's because of these meetings and bringing these things back to my mind with more purpose behind it. That is the key to it, knowing what my own purpose in this place is. And I want to thank you again for all that you do and have done.
Well, thank you, Lucy. We're just getting started. I see Maggie's got her hand up, and then Patrick has an open mic. Maggie, if you want the floor, and then we'll see if Patrick has something to say. Maggie, where's Maggie? Hello, Maggie.
Oh, hey.
There she is.
I just wanted to ask you how Trinity's birthday was, because you were excited about her turning 10 or 11?
11. It was spectacular. And she still has little girls over the house. They had 2 nights of sleepover and, fun and all that pool party, pizza, pinata. Yeah. Pinatas are popular here in Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you, Maggie. Great to meet you in person last week. Patrick, you've got a thought?
Yeah,
Patrick?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I just started this, and the amount of knowledge that I've got from these everyday coaching things is phenomenal. I've had a lot of fears about it, but you helped me overcome quite a bit. So just listening to this group is quite inspirational. So I just wanted to throw that in, and I want you to keep on doing this.
I will. Thank you, Patrick. It's good to know I'm having an effect. By the way, your little mask things are like little bunny ears sticking out. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know if that was intentional, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, it wasn't intentional. I get so used to wearing it that I don't take it off.
Ah, okay. Got it. Well, glad you're here, Patrick. Good to meet you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and wrap up. I'll be back here with you on Wednesday. I know I'm meeting with some of you here. My calendar is full, so I'm excited to meet with a few of you on business launch sessions today. Karen will be back here with you tomorrow. We're just getting this rolling. Fourth quarter is upon us, right? So if there was ever a time to like hit the throttle, it is now. So I'll see you guys again.